Dan Illman, Mike Beer. Race number 7 at Belmont Park on Sunday is the Grade 1 Frizette Stakes, an important prep for the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies. You can bet this race, you can bet this card with a DRF Bets account. Sign up at bets.drf.com, receive a 300% deposit match. Here's the field for the prestigious Grade 1 Frizette. Your morning line favorite was a sensational debut winner. The number 6, Covfefe, ran bigly in that debut.
Yeah, it was a pretty impressive thing to watch there. She had really good speed in that race to get control. But man, I mean, Sean Bridgman riding that day, just let her do it on her own around the turn, and they just shook her up a little bit in the stretch. I thought she looked a little green. It looked like she was trying to drift in a little bit, but she didn't stop running, and she just aired on that field at the end. 86 by her speed figure. She took all the money that day, and she's trained well out of that race. I mean, based on her debut, Dan, and based on what she's facing in here, she's way the horse to beat in this race.
Came out of that race with a big bullet, 5 furlongs and 59 and change. It indicates this horse has retained her form, and if you're worried about the stretch out in distance, I wouldn't be.
No.
She's a half-sister to a horse that was stakes placed in France going 12 furlongs. Her 4th dam, one of the great mares of all time, Courtly D. So the dam's a half to Arch and a coma. This horse has a lot of potential, a lot of speed. And did we mention Brad Cox in the corner, a guy that wins tons of races? Covfefe, the horse to beat in the Grade 1 Frizette. Another beautifully bred filly, though, is right next door, and that's the number 5, Graceful Princess. Consider this pedigree. A daughter of Tappet out of Havre de Grace, who won 3 Grade 1s, including beating the boys in the Woodward. Yeah. This horse showed some surprising speed in her career debut at Saratoga. I like the way she got away from that field, turning into the stretch. It was a much faster race than the other division of 2-year-old filly maidens that day. Why can't Graceful Princess continue to improve? And she's got a 7 furlong race.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, and you feel like the more distance, the better for her. It'll be interesting to see what she does. I don't think that this Frizette, top to bottom, is the strongest Frizette you'll ever see. But this is one I'm willing to be against in this race. And we'll just see what happens with her debut. I thought she ran fine for what it was, but boy, did she just get complete control of that pace. Nobody came after her early in there. She just sort of walked on the lead, and then she got it done at the end. The horses that finished right behind her, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, came back in a similar race last weekend at Belmont. They ran 2nd, 3rd, and 4th again. I don't know if any of them really improved all that much. Maybe she'll do a lot better in this race. I won't be surprised if she does, but I'm betting against this horse.
Let's consider the Timeform US pace projector, because they're going to have the 4 Nana Madeline, who set that ridiculously fast pace in the spin-away last time out, on the lead with Covfefe sitting off. I kind of disagree. Nana Madeline's not the greatest gate horse in the world, and I wouldn't be surprised if Graceful Princess takes up the running again with Covfefe to the outside, or Covfefe just tries to clear off as she did in her debut. She might simply be too fast for this field. Let's talk a little bit about Nona Madeline, because I think we're going to disagree about her merits. She's a half-sister to Nona Mella, who was a solid graded stakes winning sprinting as a 2-year-old. I thought her debut was professional, not brilliant.
I liked it.
In the Schuylerville, listen, she didn't break, she rushed up, it didn't work out when Catherine the Great wired her. And last time out in the spin-away, she just went way too fast on the lead, battling with other horses, and I thought she hung in there pretty gamely. Is really the only part of the pace that was hanging around at the end. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt switching back to Belmont and hoping that she works out a little bit of a stalking trip at a decent price.
Yeah, I think she could stalk the pace in this race. I don't know. I was sort of conflicted about her because I really liked her debut. I thought she ran really well in that race. Had some early trouble in there, but she was just way better than those horses. And I liked her in the Schuylerville, and I get that she broke very poorly in that race and had to rush up. And then she was just no match for Catherine the Great that day. Catherine the Great ran a really good race that day, though. I just don't like her spin-away all that much. And I don't know if I like her going longer again in this race. I hear what you're saying about the spin-away. The pace was solid. It was a closer's race at the end of the day. Everybody came from out of it. The problem I had with her races, and I should have written the horse's name down, because the horse who finished 4th in
was
that
the
race.
100 to 1 shot.
125 to 1 was the one who attacked this horse 3 wide on the turn, came in and actually leaned on her a little bit and outfinished her at the end. So I'm not sure that she actually ran that great within the context of the race. And now she's got to stretch out again, Dan. I think she's good. I don't know if I think she's that good. And she's another horse. Maybe she's 2nd or 3rd choice in here. I'm going to try and beat this horse.
Jeremiah Engelhardt is well represented with 2 New York breds in here. Let's talk about the number 3, Take Me to Hardoon, a debut winner at Saratoga. I thought she won in very professional style against fellow state breds. Take a look at this formulator fact for Jeremiah Engelhardt. Over the past 2 years, 2-year-old last out maiden winners on dirt. He puts them in the right spots. 56% winners, $5.61 ROI. Listen, this filly must improve by leaps and bounds to win, but Jeremiah knows where to put him.
Yeah, he can certainly get this horse to improve too. She has a little bit. She was impressive winning first time out. She has a little bit of a look as a New York bred, like her stablemate. There's Sue's Fortune, who won first time out impressively. He put her right into a Grade 2 race, and she won next time at a little bit of a price. So maybe this horse can do it too. I think this is a tougher spot though.
Jeremiah also has the 8 Sue's Fortune, a New York bred that actually won a graded stakes race at Saratoga, holding on to win at 6.5 in the Adirondack. Now the Adirondack has not come back fast. I thought she did some good things in that race. I'm a little concerned about her stretching out, although I think the trip might be right from this post.
She might get a good trip in this race. It's a question of whether she can improve again as she stretches out in this race, and I'm not so sure that she can do it. I don't like the Adirondack overall, though I'll take nothing away from her from winning it.
Let's talk a little bit about the number 7, Cassie's Dreamer. Debut winner, claimed by Barclay Tagg, a guy that usually doesn't claim horses, and he showed a lot of confidence throwing this horse to the wolves, so to speak, in the spin-away. Now, yes, the spin-away was a closer's race, but this horse hopped right up at the start, then got forced all the way inward, and Junior Alvarado was riding with a lot of confidence in the stretch. She finished well. She galloped out great. I'm really not worried about distance for us as the family of Breeders' Cup Juvenile Filly Turf winner More Than Real. If she gets a fast and contested pace, maybe she comes running for a piece at the very least.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think she's a little bit interested in here. She's got to improve again, obviously, you know, in the face of some of the horses we've already talked about, but she actually ran pretty well, and I know that the spin-away, it was one of those races where you probably wanted to be closing, and she was closing, but she actually ran well in that race.
Let's talk about the number 2, Jaywalk, who's already a stakes winner, albeit against weaker horses at Delaware. She had to work really hard to win that race. This is a filly that had been on the lead in her first 2 starts. She was out-sprinted in that race at Delaware, and she still was able to gut it out. She beat 3 next out winners in that race. The runner-up came back to win with a 79 buyer, winning an N1X at Laurel by 14 lengths.
Yeah, I mean, listen, this horse has run well in all 3 of her starts, and she got run down by Nona Madeline first time out. She crushed that field in her second start, and she was good last time because that was a race she easily could have lost. You already mentioned what Congrats Gal did coming back, but she was odds on in that race, and this horse came and got her at the end. I mean, she's run 3 times then, 5, 5, and 5.5, and now they're going to go out to a mile with her. I think that's a little bit of an ask for her in a race like this, but I like all of her races. She's the other horse I'm using with the favorite.
She is a half-sister to Danza Treese, who won a couple of stakes races going long on the dirt, so maybe she's got that pedigree to successfully stretch out. Bruccialatera completes the field, also trained by Barclay Tagg. This horse, I think, took advantage of a race that was washed off the turf, was facing basically a bunch of mediocre turf horses, and kind of had an easy trip pressing a moderate pace.
Yeah, I mean, all those things are true. She ran fine in the context of that race, but it just wasn't a strong field, and now they're taking her into a spot here where it feels like it's going to be a lot harder for her.
And she has to deal with an inside post position. Let's take a look at our top selections for the Grade 1 Frizette. Covfefe, so sensational in winning the debut. You're going with her. You're also interested, though, at a price with Jaywalk.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not against Covfefe at all in this race, and I'll just take her on top, and maybe I'll use the 2 underneath and try and beat the second and third choices.
You're going 6, 2, and 4. I just think that Nona Madeline had legitimate excuses for the Schuylerville and the spin-away. The off-slow rush run into Catherine the Great in the Schuylerville. She dusted Catherine the Great in the spin-away when both were on that pace. I'm going to give her a chance with Johnny V and Pletcher. I'm hoping for a more patient ride. I don't want to be battling out with Covfefe in the early portion of this race, but I need someone else to run with Covfefe early. It should be a fun edition of the Grade 1 Frizette. It's race number 7 at Belmont on Sunday. Bet the card with the DRF Bets account. Sign up, get a 300% deposit match at bets.drf.com, and approximate post time for this Grade 1 event, 4:46 Eastern. Best of luck.